Do you know the way to Wakanda? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so it's that time again. We're going to have another Heroclix Team Building video. And today we are traveling to Wakanda, and we're doing a Wakanda themed team. Since Black Panther just crossed $1 billion, I thought this would be a fun team to put together. And it's actually a little bit better than I thought it was going to be starting off. So we're going to go ahead give a quick rundown of the team, then we're going to talk about each figure by itself, and then maybe a variant or two that you could run afterwards. But our main characters are Wakabe, Black Panther himself, Storm, we have one Wakandan Warrior, and two Hetu Zarazi. And there's 5 points left over on this team. I'd probably spend it on an ID card or an object. You're already going to get a extra student ID card with Storm. So let's go ahead and get into this video. Alright, so starting off this team, we have Black Panther himself. He is number 58 from Avengers Defenders War. He has the Illuminati, Wakanda, and Ruler keywords. He has a trait, which is highest authority in the land. Friendly characters with the Wakanda keyword modify their attack values by +1. So since we are running a Wakanda theme team, everybody on this team will get a +1 attack value, which is really helpful. Everybody on this team seems to have a little bit subpar attack and defense, and this really helps them out a lot. And it is a global effect. There's no range or line of fire or anything like that, so it's really helpful. He does have one special, and it's on his damage. It is Sacred Ruler of Wakanda. Black Panther can use leadership, but succeeds on a 4 through 6. When he does and succeeds, after action resolves, you may place a Avengers Defenders War number 14 Wakandan Warrior from outside the game in an adjacent square with an action token. On a result of a 4, that character begins on click 3. 5, that character begins on click 2. 6, that character begins on click 1. So here we are, we get to see what our 65-point investment brings us. Looks like a 0 range. We get that nice special on his first 3 clicks. He is 5 clicks long. Outwit on those last 2 clicks. Has plasticity and mastermind for clicks 1 and 2. Then on clicks 3 through 5, he has Force Blast and Barrier. Overall, this guy's just going to be on the team here to hang out in the back, produce more Wakandan Warriors, and increase everybody's attack value by +1. So now we're going to go ahead and talk about the next character on this team. Alright, so what is a king without his queen? We are picking up Storm from the new X-Men Xavier School Heroclix set. She is number 34 from the set. She has the Wakanda and X-Men keywords. She has that nice Headmaster's trait, Headmaster X-Men. Leadership, perplex, but only to target another friendly character with the X-Men keyword. During force construction, you may include one student ID card on your force without adding its cost. So she's going to get a leadership to pull tokens from Wakandan Warriors, which is nice. There are no other characters on the board with the X-Men keyword, unfortunately. But that is something you might be able to take care of with your student ID or the ID card you put in afterwards to get a little bit of mileage out of that perplex. But otherwise, pretty good. Then she has a special on her movement, Come Children, Passenger 3, but only to carry characters with the X-Men keyword. So she can still carry one character if they don't have the X-Men keyword, which is helpful. But again, we're going to be not getting a ton of mileage out of this, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at the dial. There are going to be some things we're going to get out of her. Alright, so we flip the card over and we see that Storm has a few things that we really need on this team. One, she has range. Not a ton of range on this team. She has that flight special on a click 1, 4, and 5. She very importantly has TK on click 1, along with willpower, which is going to let her TK 2 turns in a row, which is very nice. After that, she has sidestep with a 8 movement, 10 attack, 17 defense with energy shield deflection, and 2 damage range combat expert. Again, sorely needed on this range deprived team. She has that on clicks 2 and 3. Then on clicks 4 and 5, she has that special movement again with a 9 attack, with energy explosion, 16 defenses with willpower, and 1 damage. So she's just here to carry T'Challa around and also to TK out any Wakandan warriors that he happens to make, along with the Hatu Zarazis, and possibly pull action tokens off of the Wakandan warriors that Black Panther brings in, because that's going to be really important. They come into the game with the action token, but you still get to roll your other leadership roles, so you have the possibility of pulling those off. So now we're going to go ahead and talk about the other quote-unquote leader on this team, Wakabe. Alright, so next up on this team we have Wakabe. He is number 32 from Avengers Defenders War. He's coming in at 60 points, has the Wakanda and Warrior keyword. He has a trait which is going to be really helpful for us. As my king commands, it says, when an adjacent friendly character named Black Panther makes a close attack after action resolves, Wakabe may make a close attack. So we're getting a free close attack, which is very important. Then he has a special on his defense, which is very important to this team. Honored Advisor. Wakabe can use Toughness, unique modifier. Friendly characters with the Wakanda keyword modify their defense values +1. Again, this is a global effect. There's no range, no line of fire, no nothing. Everybody's just getting a +1 to their defense. So we're getting a +1 to our attacks from Black Panther. We're getting +1s to our defenses from Wakabe, and just being generally helpful. So let's go ahead and flip this over, see what other tricks he brings to the table. Alright, so as you see, 60 points again, has a 4-range single target, has running shot on clicks 1 and 3. He is the only character on this team with true move and attack. He has that defensive special on clicks 1, 2, and 3. Then on clicks 2, 4, and 5, he has Leap Climb. And on his last 3 clicks, he has Empower. And on his last 2 clicks, he has Combat Reflexes. So really, he's just on this team to give +1 to defenses. And that's pretty much it. Occasionally getting an extra attack in and lending a little bit of range support. So let's go ahead and look at the generics that are going to be on this team that are going to be doing the bulk of the heavy lifting. Alright, so here we have a Hatu Zarazi, number 12 from the Mighty Thor Heroclix set. They have the Wakanda and Soldier keyword. Don't forget, we are running 2 of these bad boys. They come in at 50 points. They have a special on their movement, which is called Cloaking Tech and Energy Dampening Boots. It gives sidestep, stealth, improved movement, ignores elevation, but only to move to a lower elevation. So sidestep stealth is pretty cool. We're also ignoring elevation for moving from a higher to a lower, so from moving from 2 to 1. We also do have just regular improved movement, ignores hindering, so we're really not slowing ourselves down by using that stealth, which is really helpful. Then we have a special on our defense, which is Vibranium Microweave Mesh. Toughness, impervious, but only when targeted by a ranged attack. So this figure really punishes people that are trying to attack at range. Just really makes their life tough with that impervious and the stealth and stuff like that. So really just good. So let's flip this over, get a look at the dial. Alright, so if we flip this over, we get a look and we see that that special on the movement is on clicks 1 and 2. Then we have running shot, which I would argue is a little bit better on clicks 3 and 4. Then he has that special on his defense for every click of his 4 clicks. And on his first 2 clicks, he has a range combat expert, sporting a 10 attack, 9 attack, then 2 more 10 attacks, 7 movement across the board, 17 defense for the first 2 clicks, 16 defense for the last 2 clicks, 2 damage up front for the first 2 clicks, 3 damage in the back. Just overall, a really nice figure, gives a nice little degree of mobility. Again, remember, you're increasing with this team all those attack values in defensive values by 1, so he's really going to be 11 attack, 18 defense, which is pretty darn good for a 50-point investment. So let's go ahead and look at the other generic that's on this team. Alright, so last up on this team we have the Wakandan Warrior, number 14 from Avengers Defenders War. He comes in at 20 points, has the Wakanda and Warrior keyword, and we're going to need a couple extra of these guys other than the one that's on the team on your sideline for if Black Panther does make those leadership roles. I'd say you probably need 4 or 5 extras just to be safe in case your dice get hot. But he sports a special on his attack, which is for the king. A friendly character named Black Panthers within 8 squares, Wakandan Warrior can use precision strike and willpower, so we're able to take back-to-back turns to attack. And let's go ahead and see what this dial holds. Alright, so we got this flipped over, and we're going to see this is pretty straightforward, which is what you would expect for 20 points. Has a 7 movement with sidestep for the first 2 of his 3 clicks. Then on his last click, it's just a generic 7 movement. He has that special granting him willpower and precision strike for all 3 clicks on his attack. But again, Black Panther has to be within 8 squares. But it does not say within line of fire, so it can just be within 8 and safely behind barrier or blocking or something like that. Then he has a 17 defense with toughness, 2 16 defenses with nothing, then a 1 damage, 2 damage, and 1 damage again with nothing on them. Now again, we're going to revise everything up. 1 on his attack and damage, on his attack and defensive values, so that's really a 10 attack with an 18 defense, which is really good. And with precision strike, you're going to get that 1 damage. Plus, you're making these guys, and it's going to be a nice little swarm. I think this is going to be a pretty good little team. So let's go ahead and get everybody back. We'll talk about how this is going to work. Alright, so what are we going to do with this team? How are we going to make it work? So the main goal of this team is to have Wakabe, Black Panther, and Storm all just hang out in the back. Wakabe and Black Panther handing out their nice, tasty +1s to attack and damages. Storm is back there to pull action tokens off with her leadership role from Black Panther when he brings in a Wakandan Warrior from outside the game. And Black Panther is there to pull tokens from Storm so that when she does TK somebody out to get them closer to the fray, she can keep doing that turn after turn after turn. The Hatut Zarazi are there to give you a little bit of range, a little bit of mobility once they do get dinged up. And the Wakandan Warriors are there just to ding people up and make them think about coming in and hurting you. This is a fun little team. I don't think you're really going to win any WizKids Opens with it, but you might, if you're a pretty skilled player, win a local tournament with this. This has some nice little creases in it. As far as characters that I would recommend for the ID cards, you got to be careful because your highest pointed figure on the field is Black Panther at 65 points. So you have to keep that in mind when selecting your ID cards. Probably 50-point Super Rare Cyclops would be a good call in. 50-point Wolverine from X-Men Xavier School might be a good one. For Storm, I would probably recommend for her student ID either Rusty or X-23, the 50-point version from Uncanny X-Men. Alright guys, let me know what you think about this team, anything that could be improved, stuff you didn't like. If you enjoy seeing casual teams like this, let me know. If you like this and you want to support the channel, go ahead over to and check out the Patreon at patreon.com/MrClicksFlix, or check the description of this video for a bunch of other ways to support the channel. That's all I have for you today. As always, please remember that it's only critical miss if you don't have probability control.